Gulf Coast casinos restrict crab leg buffets to weekends, add price increases as cost rise 70%. Seafoodnews.com, Sun Herald, by Mary Perez Biloxi. The first thing many people do at the casino buffets in South Mississippi is devour a plate of steamed crab legs, but now there's a catch as the price of crab legs soars. Crab legs are limited to weekends only at many of the casino buffets. And at IP Casino Biloxi and Hard Rock Casino Biloxi you'll now pay a little extra if you want crab legs. Duncan McKenzie, general manager of IP Casino, said the price of the buffet recently was lowered too. Full story: SFP moving away from certifications towards a full disclosure campaign for major seafood buyers. Seafoodnews.com by John Sackton. September 5, 2017. The Sustainable Fisheries Partnership, SFP, appears to be moving in a new direction. SFP and its founder Jim Cannon based the organization on providing oversight and purchasing advice to major seafood buyers, starting with McDonald's, and expanding to cover a wide range of major food service and seafood retailers, including Walmart's Asda in the UK, and also major seafood supplies like Aquastar and Highliner Foods. As part of this relationship, SFP faced the issue of what to do about fisheries that were not certified by MSC, but which were still vital to corporate purchasers. They introduced the concept of FIP''S. Full story: Tuna fishing nations agree on plan to replenish severely depleted Pacific bluefin stocks. Seafoodnews.com, Washington Post, by Anna Fifield, September 5, 2017. Tokyo, the world's Pacific bluefin tuna won something of a reprieve Friday, when tuna fishing countries reached an agreement to gradually rebuild severely depleted stocks while still allowing nations such as Japan to catch and consume the delicacy. Japan, by far the world's biggest consumer of bluefin, eating about 80% of the global haul in the $42 billion tuna industry, had been resisting new rules, while conservationists have warned about the commercial extinction of bluefin in the Pacific Ocean. Proponents of limits hailed the deal as a compromise. Full story: MSC wants industry input on major changes to their certification process. Seafoodnews.com, Seafood News, by Peggy Parker, September 5, 2017. The Marine Stewardship Council is soliciting comments from the public on several proposed changes to the certification process, a process that has been criticized recently for allowing vessels in a certified fishery to fish using unapproved methods and keeping those fish separate, deliver a part certified, part non-certified load. Industry and the environmental NGOs have called out inequities in the certification process for years, but they are key components of MSC's business model. MSC relies on licensing fees and royalties for use of its eco-label, the well-known blue check mark. The more clients that have certification and thus have earned access to the label, although cannot legally use it until the fees are paid, the more revenue for MSC. So from the beginning MSC has allowed their certification to be purchased by clients who fish part of a fishery, creating a steeply sloped playing field for other fleets, catching and processing the same fish in the same area with the same gear, during the same time but without the eco-label. MSC had to change the meaning of fishery to make their concept work, but other problems developed over the years as a result of that decision. However, MSC changing its business model is not part of their request on September 1 for Full story: Bumblebee Foods, StarKist replace legal teams in price-fixing lawsuit. Seafoodnews.com, Seafood News, by Amanda Buckle. September 5, 2017. Bumblebee Foods LLC and StarKist Company have decided to replace the legal teams representing them in the new price-fixing lawsuit. Court documents show that StarKist and Dongwon defendants have replaced Latham & Watkins LLP as their counsel. The companies will now be represented by Hogan Lovells US LLP. Bumblebee has also decided to drop O'Melveny & Myers LLP, and will be represented by Paul Weiss, Rifkind, Wharton & Garrison LLP moving forward. Bumblebee Foods, StarKist and Tri-Union Seafoods, which operates as Chicken of the Sea, are being accused of Full story. President Trump nominates Timothy Gallaudet as NOAA Assistant Secretary. Seafoodnews.com. Seafood News September 5, 2017. President Donald Trump has announced his nominee for the second-in-command position at the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, Rear Admiral Timothy Gallaudet. Gallaudet spent 32 years in the Navy and most recently was the Navy oceanographer. Should Gallaudet's nominee be confirmed by the U.S. Senate, he would take on the position of Assistant Secretary of Commerce for Oceans and Atmosphere. According to a press release from the White House, Gallaudet has experience in weather and ocean forecasting, hydrographic surveying, developing policy and plans to, full store.